this girl who is in such a small minority, they wield disproportional power. They're the ones in charge of what gets published. They're the ones in charge of how the media covers it. They're the ones who write a letter to get somebody banned from campus. Most students don't want that. It's the crazy girl stealing the MAGA-Hat, the Triggly Puff.
It's this one.
This next clip, this segment, a few clips that we actually have.
Yes.
Some protesters that changed my mind. So
every time.
Another question of the day to people out there. What do you think the campus climate is like? Do you think that protesters are actually starting to sort of die off? They're becoming an endangered species? That's been my experience. When we were at UT, and we have some more Change My Minds coming up, you can see this here. We were there. We had a productive day. It was mostly pretty civil. And this girl tried to yank someone's MAGA hat off. And you can see her there talking with the police officer. The police actually are getting dangerously close to assault. She unironically used the word triggered with the police officer.
Not even a hint.
And told everyone that she didn't feel safe there. You can see her saying this here. She doesn't feel safe here. She sought this place out.
Yeah.
And keep in mind,
you don't have to be here.
This is what's going on at the same time. This is what scares her. This kind of a conversation with some. We had this all day. All day. There were only 3 incidents of people who got upset. She comes out, doesn't feel safe, complains to the student activities coordinator. By the way, you can also see, she complained about a privacy violation afterwards on YouTube, which doesn't even respect the law when you look at single-party consent states, let alone at a public protest.
Smart.
I show you this because I think it's important to see all of these people. Look at all the students. We had hundreds of students. Half of them were left, half of them were right, because a lot of these students right away lined up wanting to discuss these issues and disagree with me or their fellow conservative students. But this girl who is in such a small minority, they wield disproportional power. That's what bothers me. They wield disproportionate power. They are in positions of academia. 40% of colleges have no conservative college professors. You can see the dean of students came up here afterwards panicking, saying, "Oh, people feel scared. You can't do this because you don't have a permit for 2 people talking today." It is not. These people don't make up the general student body, but they are the ones who get the media coverage. They are the ones in charge of what gets published. They are the ones in charge of how the media covers it. They are the ones who write a letter to get somebody banned from campus. Most students don't want that. It's the crazy girl stealing the MAGA-Hat, the Triggly Puff.
It's this one.
But they're the ones who are most motivated to write to campus activities coordinators to get people banned. I show this to you to say it's a good thing. It's a good thing. This is an exception, not the rule. Unfortunately, it tends to be the status quo for those in power in academia and media. And outside of that, we really only had one other person who looked to create any problems that day. And as you can see, the rest of the hundreds of people there, they weren't on board with it.
It's been reclaimed.
Change my mind.
What?
This place has no room for hate speech.
Hey, you can have to quit too.
Hey there, if you like this video, subscribe or click one of these videos playing in a box. You know what? Hit the notification bell, because subscriptions don't really mean anything anymore, especially if you're not 18 or older, at the very least logged into YouTube as 18 or older, because sometimes people are 25, but they don't know how to use the YouTube system properly, and then just hit the notification bell, or you hate yourself.